Panda Anthem.
Ian, what's up?
Red Panda Anthem.
Red Panda, what's good?
Red Panda Anthem.
It's your boy.
But let's talk about some stuff, some crypto before we bring them on. So, okay, you want to talk about Celsius freezing withdrawals and what it means for most people interested in crypto?
Absolutely. I am not the world's greatest expert on crypto, but I for sure can tell you this. Please put 20K in chat if I told you Bitcoin was going to go to 20K when it was at 60. If you work with any brokerage, any firm, any company, and they do not allow you to pull your money away when you want to, you are invested in a centralized bank. I don't care what veneer they put on it, what they call it, but I know everyone in crypto is like, hey, if it's not your keys, it's not your coins. But if you cannot liquidate when you want to, you are at the mercy of a bank. And the thing that irritates me about this and bothers me is that I truly believe that Luna, Celsius, and Tether are going to be the Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns of crypto for this crash. So what that means, they were the ones that went out of business and they caused like a mass extinction level event financially on the stock side. The same is going to happen on the crypto side. Please be careful. Anyone that is invested in crypto, please make sure you have your keys, your passwords. You are not holding your coins on Coinbase or any other broker, because if they go out of business, they are not obligated to give you your money back. Most of you don't read the disclaimers and disclosures when you sign up because there's normally 40 pages. If you read them, it's terrifying. Please be careful. I am not the world's greatest crypto expert, I know. But I do know if this company goes out of business, you're going to be screwed. And I don't want you to be on the sidelines with your hard-earned money being taken away. So please be careful.
Yeah, I just want to add, so just to fill people in, Celsius, obviously they're holding people's withdrawals. They were offering high yields. And so like we spoke about that. Shout out to Ben who did an amazing, I went back and listened to that. He did an amazing job.
That's a classic episode.
Breaking down that whole process. They were offering high yields up to 18%, which is just unrealistic for long term. So the other part of it is obviously, you're dealing with a bank, but is there a part of it if I can't liquefy my positions, does the actual platform have the funds to do it, right? If they're using my money to make profit and
or lend out,
the whole industry drops by $3 billion, it's going to be tough for me to get the money. Is that part of it as well?
Absolutely. Because if they're lending, and let's say one of the purposes of crypto was for it to not act like fiat currency. And then when people began doing fractional lending, I won't say which company, but there is a crypto platform that began doing fractional lending. Like if they have $1, they lend 9 more out on margin. And they thought a crash would never come. And that's why you guys see a lot of pushback on the Bored Ape Yacht Club take that I have, the Ethereum take. Mm-hmm. Because if this is true and people find this out, it's going to be a run on the bank, but it's going to be a run on crypto. And please be careful. Please go look on LinkedIn. If these people were not in the crypto space prior to 2015, they don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm just being honest. I know some of you get mad, and I know some of you are only watching clips, right? But when you look at perspective, I've been investing since 2009. Been trading since 2012. I've seen a lot come and go. This is worse than BitConnect was in 2016, 2017. It's just flat out fraud. And I know we all want easy gains and we all want easy money. There is no easy money, no easy wins in life, especially if you're Black, and there's no currency that is going to take care of the people first without taking care of the banks and the institutions, which are the financial cartels. Now we just get to see the conspiracy lid has come off, and now we're sitting in a lot of truth, bathing in a lot of truth. Please be careful. Most of these companies are not solvent enough to give you your money back. That's why they're stopping people from liquidating.
Yeah. And the company released a statement that said that they're asking users to give them time to stabilize liquidity and operations, which is pretty interesting if somebody wants their money that they can't. You have give me more time so I can get it to you. So
what does that sound like? Like if you grew up in the hood and somebody like, yo, let me get my 100 back. And they're like, see, I was, but man, Lil Tay-Tay them got it. So I'm going to go to Lil Tay-Tay auntie house first. Then I'm going to come back to Brooklyn. And in 2 days, I'm going to give you money. They don't have it. Why is it different here? So the same scrutiny we sometimes go under, or you guys may put a guest under, please put Coinbase. And I joked this weekend. Vitalik wrote y'all back, emailed y'all back. Let you know when Ethereum will go up. No? Hello? Come on, Star. No? Okay.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hey.
I almost got attacked, man. Somebody tried to do a Coinbase fraud to me earlier this week. It was a terrifying 10 minutes. But we got the situation rectified right away.
Yeah.
So be careful. Be careful.
Well, safety first.
That's a fact.
Be safe though. A crypto lending app tried to take over a whale's account to stop it from collapsing the system. Should we be concerned?
For those, imagine if you had E-Trade. Everyone put what's your favorite brokerage app that you use? E-Trade, Thinkorswim, Robinhood. And imagine a person who had the biggest account on Robinhood or E-Trade. They tried to stop him or her from selling or buying what they wanted because it would look bad on the company. Terra Luna, Tether won't be the only people in the space, and because of lack of regulation. And I won't be surprised if a couple of these people end up being the catalyst for regulation. Everyone in crypto, listen up. That if you love crypto as a primary asset. Some of these people, since they've already got their funding, don't care what happens with the platform. They're going to be the reason the regulation comes in heavy. And because the economy is down, what happened in 2008 and 2009, what happened again, whatever presidential candidate, whether it's DeSantis or Trump or The Rock, whoever, they're going to come in and say, we got to protect the people from these scam artists. And they're going to have regulation up the ass. And what is regulation going to do to the crypto market? It is going to stabilize the gains.
But do you feel like, I feel like regulation is needed on a certain level because it's like the Wild Wild West, right? Too many people are getting robbed, too many hacks is happening, too much. And I feel like some level of regulation is needed in a system to have some level of structure in place.
No one was saying that when they were on the winning side with the gun, getting 1,000% return in a year. To hell with crypto regulation, decentralized. So my thing is, if you want to be decentralized and not have the government in your pocket and that whole Alex Jones spiel, right? You can't take the little guy's money and all that. Great. Now you want protection when it's messed up?
But we know it's not decentralized. I mean, I think anybody with
they tell me every week that it is. You see the comments.
Well, it's not, because 3% of Bitcoin, 97% of Bitcoin is owned by 3% of the people. So how is it decentralized when the vast majority of Bitcoin is owned by a small group of people? So that is kind of the definition of being centralized. It's not a central bank. It might not be a central bank, but I mean, it's banking institutions.
And out of those 3%, which ones are institutions that own it?
Yeah.
Which institutions own it?
No, I'm asking the people out of the 3%. Because the thing is, people act as if they want hedge funds out of the space, and then they'll champion Kathy, which I told you guys that they were going to attack her. Some of you I told privately, same thing was going to happen to Michael Saylor. I put the price out this weekend of where he'll get liquidated. We can talk about that later. And so when it's beneficial, people want centralization or an institution to back their asset. When it's not advantageous, they don't. Please go look at what percentage. Let's look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. Solana's trash. I hate to say it. Solana's trash. Solana's going to bite the dust here soon too. Mike clipped that up. Nikki clipped that up. Please be careful. I don't want you guys to gamble. So when I'm saying 2 tech, 2 index, if you picked anything outside of those 4, your losses are higher. When I'm like, hey, pick the top 2 in crypto, even though I don't love Ethereum, the use case for it is pretty solid, as BitBoy explained last week. Pick the top 2. When you're picking the 80th and you're like, what about AVAX? And what about Litecoin? Like, what about them? BNB Cash. No go. Please put in chat, invest in the top 2. You're good.
I just want to add to that, because I think the point you made is like the prevalent one, right? Like 3% of the population own 90% of the Bitcoin, which makes this even more dangerous, right? So if there's an app that's saying like, look, I know you're a whale and I'm not going to let you trade, it's because we've seen what whales have done. Like we tried to explain it earlier, it was like in this game of crypto, like there's whales and then there's like Nemo. there's a bunch of Nemos, right? But if that whale decides that he's going to move or she's going to move, that shifts the entire market. It can shift the entire platform. So if somebody's trying to take over them from doing that, that's dangerous grounds. Because once you do that to one whale, what happens for all the other whales to say, like, we're just pulling our money out this market? Not saying that they would or these hedge funds would, but if we're talking about a complete collapse, we're not talking about we're going under 10,000. We're talking like 3,000 to 1,000.
That exists in every business. All my business owners, please put business owner in chat. Real estate, Warren Buffett, there's a reason why he owns the most stores in the number one real estate company. Also, too, please write this down. If a person has billions of dollars, when they say something, take it as gold. My number one rule, if I talk to someone and they have less money than me, they got to listen to me. If I talk to someone, they have more money than me, I shut up. I want to say who we were sitting with. I can't say it. But when we were sitting, I just ask questions. Because so when everybody was like, Warren Buffett doesn't know crypto, I'm like, don't you think if he's having conversations with dignitaries, all the top banks and all the hedge funds in the world and the Federal Reserve, if Bitcoin was going to go to 100,000, don't you think him and Charlie would have put billions of dollars into it? Who's to say a lot of these funds are not, okay, let me be real. A lot of these funds are shorting Bitcoin at the moment, right? Shout out to those of you who posted your gains. Some people in Stock Club are up 3,000% shorting Bitcoin. We'll talk about that next week. But a lot of funds are shorting it so they then can buy it up at a cheaper price. Also, too, remember when everybody was like, hey, I'm never going to go to work again. For those of you that are applying for jobs right now, the hoops they are making you jump through is hellacious. And they want a crash and a deep recession so people can come back to the office and work so they can treat you like slaves. This isn't theory. This ain't Tariq Nasheed. Shout out to the brother. This ain't Umar. This is real life fact. The business owners I'm talking to are like, hey, great. Y'all had y'all little fun for the year. Wait till you get back in the office and now I'll work you for 72 hours. But I pay you for 38 and a half. And if you don't, I'm going to fire your ass. You think Trump was bad 2016? Oh, baby. What my WWE fans at? The full Vinnie Mac. This is what the boss is going to act like. Watch.
Vinnie Mac.
Full Vinnie Mac.
It's interesting. You said shorting Bitcoin. ProShares just announced that they're going to be now launching an ETF, a short Bitcoin ETF this week. So that's interesting that you said that. So just something, again, to pay attention to.
Yeah. Well, we will monitor the situation. One last thing about Bitcoin. Let's talk about you predicted it would be 20,000. It's at 20,000 now. It actually dropped lower than 20,000 and then it rebounded to 20,000. So how low can Bitcoin go? I think it got to 17,000.
Yeah, 17.7.
17.7
Yep.
a few days ago. You hear talk of 10,000. You hear talk of 13. You hear talk of 11. How low can Bitcoin go?
Well played, brother. Write this down. The low at the boat price. Stock Club members, don't kill me. For Stock Club members too, I put in there that chart when you should buy and hold crypto for a 5-year period. I won't release that to the public or here, but I will say the low at the boat price that I'm waiting on is 9,856. I'm not saying it will go to that price. If we break, and all of a sudden everyone's like, hey, I knew it was going to 20K. And I'm like, show me the screenshots. Because when I said 60, you would have thought I said Jesus was the devil, the way people was coming at me, right? And for my technicians, if you can see it, great. But everyone's saying 17 and 14 now. The bottom is 9,856. If we get there, I will put 25% of my net worth into that price. As long as the top 4 institutions are buying. And I'm going to be real with y'all. How many of you, and I'm going to take a calm tone, even though I have my...
Oh, wait, I didn't even see the cup.
Let me be cool. How many of you
double cup?
He's double cupped on the smoothie.
Single cup, right?
Single cup.
Haven't gained the success that you want to because you've deviated from the plan. So if it's at 59 and I'm telling you, hey, it's going to drop to 20, and I'm saying this shit with conviction, going into meetings, you can bet your ass that shit's dropping to 20. You don't have to outprice me. Use the price and make money. Then, if you buy at 20 and you hold for a year, you'll be fine. But how many of you could have made more money if you just listened to the advice that I gave you here on the show? I don't want us to have the opportunity, and in 3 years, brokers would say, you guys had the opportunity of a lifetime. Should have invested. And part of, like I said, they're wrecking the market because we got in, as we do, in the market and other places, and we start beating our chests, and we're going to get our reparations back. You cannot plan war through media or in public. Please write that down. You cannot plan a war in media or in public. You have to be quiet and execute silently. So, as Rashad would say, I say that to say, if it drops to 9,856, that is your buy area. Don't be terrified. The only people that are terrified right now are the people who bought at bad prices. Stop buying at dumb prices. And I'm going to be real. If a person will not help you when you are doing bad, stop listening to other people other than people on this show. It's a lot of people who are trying to copy what we're doing. My only request is let me see the screenshots of when they was talking about this in 2009. Because I remember when I used to go to conferences in 2010, they would ask me, am I catering? Am I the janitor? Am I the help? As recently as 2015, that was the case. Be quiet, execute, buy at the right prices, and riches are there. If you are getting your ass kicked in this market, assess, did you follow a plan? Did you not deviate? Did you buy at the right price? If you didn't, fix that, and glory will be yours.
And glory will be yours.
This that Red Panda Anthem.
Ian, what's up?
This that Red Panda Anthem.
Rap Panda,
This
what's
that
good?
Red Panda Anthem. Whole
boy.
foot going up. I know they can't stand it.